Citizen Television.
To another episode of the Planetary Persuader. This is also a second recording. This one is for February 19th, 2021, as Mercury retrograde took out the last two episodes, and that's okay. It's to be expected. I kind of think of it like that whenever Mercury goes retrograde. It's like, okay, it's probably like a Planetary Persuader is going to get messed up somehow. I don't know how, but it will. And if you saw me last week, I'm choking, needing a drink of water. I'm having somebody call me at a time where I didn't expect I'd get a phone call, and I forgot to turn off my phone, and all that other silly, horrible stuff that happens. This is for the week beginning Friday, the 19th of February. So now we've got Sun in Pisces. Sun is right there now in Pisces. You've got Venus will be in Pisces by the end of the week. But Venus is going to go into sidereal Aquarius this week too. So it's, the vibe of Venus is changing. And let's see what else we have. Oh, we do have Mercury going direct. I believe it's on Sunday. It's actually Saturday at 4:52 p.m. So Saturday, 4:52 p.m., our friend Mercury goes direct. And that's going to be good, because that'll be less of that information miscommunication and all that other garbage that we have to run through. Okay. So, if we were to look at the sky today and see the moon, we would find it in the constellation of Taurus. And the part of Taurus that the moon is in is a lunar mansion known as Critica. Now, Critica is near the Pleiades, and it's related to this warrior Kartikeya. Its ruling deity is Agni, the god of fire, and its ruling planet is the sun. So the sun brings all this truth. And Critica is known for having a good digestive system. All that Agni fire. It also helps you take in information and digest information. And a person who's got their sun in the Kritika Nakshatra that I love is Malcolm X, who, during his time in prison just read the dictionary and learned every word to master the English language brilliantly, and became one of the most articulate leaders in the African American community, and was shot mercilessly in New York while he was giving a speech back in 1965, right around, I think it was around this time of year too. And so, pay tribute. This is Black History Month, and we need to pay tribute to the good minds that aren't often acknowledged from the African American community. As far as things changing much, I mean, we're going to get out of Kalsarpa Yoga this week, for up until from now till, or at least by Sunday, anyhow, till the 6th. So we'll be out of it, and so we're almost out of it now. I'd say, even by Saturday night, we should be out of Kalsarpa Yoga the rest of the week. And so things won't feel quite as one-sided. They won't feel quite as lopsided until the 6th of March when we do it all again. And then after the 20th of March, we won't have this one-sided planetary thing for a long, long time. So that's, that's the good news. So Aries, Mars is still in your second house with Uranus. So, I mean, you're working on the money situation, the economy, your resources, your relationship with your family. And one of the problems is when Mars goes into our second house, sometimes we say things that are really sharp and aggressive, and Uranus could actually inflame that shocking tendency. And we all have friends like that. I've been there. You want to say things just to surprise people or shock them, but that was okay back in like 60s, 70s, 80s, but by the late 80s and stuff, I mean, we got soft. That's why we had to start wearing baggy pants. We got soft, and so now there's not. We've replaced freedom of speech with hate speech, which is illegal. And massive censorship to just make sure everything is all nice and in the right place, right when we want it. And so Aries, I mean, I think you're dealing pretty good with it. I mean, you've got a good social life, you've got friends backing you up, but now it's like Sun's in the 12th house, so house of loss. And by the end of the week, Venus is going to be there too. So it's just sort of like, it could be the pleasures of the bed, but it also could be the house of your own undoing. And, karma that you have to face for the next 4.5 weeks. So it's just something to look at and think about. Okay. Yeah. Greetings, Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, it's nice to have this whole Kalsarpa Yoga thing start to break up a little bit. There's still a lot of emphasis on career because Venus is in your 10th house. That's your career house. And we want to show how beautiful and how creative you are with your works, and how much better you can do. And how you can make your work environment, your career environment, a more pleasurable place to be in. I remember when I took pictures of nature and little pictures on my desk at a job I had 25 years ago. And I mean, it kind of inspired, the boss was like, oh my God, I don't have pictures on my, desk. Yeah, well, anybody could do that. It just makes it nicer. You bring a little bit of those homey, loving touches to the workplace. And Pisces time is like for your social life and friends that really help you out. There's like beneficial friends that are going to be coming into your life. And Venus will be moving into your 11th house, so it won't be so much work. There's going to be a little more play. There's going to be a little more party. There's going to be a little more fun. Okay. All right. Well, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. And on the good news, we've got Mercury going direct late tomorrow afternoon. Moon will be in Gemini, is in Gemini today in Western astrology, at least as of 8:04 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. So this weekend is mostly Moon in Gemini, right? But what else happens? I can't remember. Right? No, it's pretty much Moon in Gemini until the Moon goes void of course and then enters Cancer at 7:53 p.m. on Sunday. So it's like today, tomorrow, most of Sunday, it's all about you, Gemini. And then there's Rahu, north node of the Moon, sitting there in your first house saying, all right, how much of a good time can we have? And it really makes you want to spend money on luxuries and put yourself in some place. I mean, especially like I could see you, especially since like North Node's in that lunar mansion of Rohini, I could see you wanting to buy a new car. New vehicles are really big with Rohini. Rohini likes luxurious cars. And that's where the North Node is. And And so and that's like Western Gemini, but it's Vedic Taurus, sidereal Taurus. And you kind of have to watch your back too with this Mars in the 12th house. Sometimes that's secret enemies. Uranus is there, surprises, but your intuition is on. And the Aquarius planets continue to pump up knowledge for you, and it's helping you become more of a knowledgeable person. But now that the sun's in Pisces, it's like performance time. Like your career is being motivated, it's going places where it wasn't going anywhere before. So, all right. So, greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Moon's going to be in Cancer Monday, Tuesday, Sunday night. So it should really feel like a moon day this Monday. I hear it's going to be a lovely day, actually. I've heard from other astrologers that's going to be like a fantastic day. So I'm like, okay. There's a fantastic Monday planned this week. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So you got Pluto in the 7th house, so there's definitely been changes in how you look at relationships. You've got Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, all in the 8th house, and the sun has finally moved into your 9th house, so it's like a cosmic relief this week. It's like you're a little bit luckier, but you're still going through all this transformation and, unjust rewards. And the thing is, if you try to change things on your own yourself, it's not going to work that well. But if you ask for help from others, actually people are willing to help you. And I think you're going to do really good. I think you're going to have a really good week. Especially the first Monday and Tuesday. All right. So, greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, well, now the sun's moving into your 8th house. So, this is definitely a bit of a challenge for Leo, because Leo likes to feel like they're in charge. And in order to be in charge, it's better to have your sun in a tricona house, the 1st or the 5th or the 9th. When the sun's in your 8th house, it's like everything gets kind of wet. It's dampened down, and it's like a scorpionic house. And so it's good for studying the occult and the mysteries. It's good for having your spouse help you out, other people's property, sex, death, intuition, things like astrology, the tarot. Also inheritance. People die. Death is part of that 8th house, and we've seen a lot of death. There's been way too many suicides this year, and people dying because they weren't able to get health care because of the pandemic, and people who needing health care and then got exposed to the virus because of the pandemic. And yeah, it's been a rough time, Leo. But you've got a lot of fortitude and a lot of stick-with-itness that you're going to make sure everything works out all right for you. So that is that. All right. Now we turn it over to Virgo. So the great news, Virgo, is Mercury will not be retrograde after Saturday afternoon. So that's nice. That feels good. That feels a little more comfortable. And the other thing is we've got all these planets that were in the 6th house, but now we've got the Sun and pretty soon Venus moving into your 7th house. So actually relationships for Virgo are going to get a lot better. So if things seem to be rocky or difficult, and you've had all these challenges and obstacles, and they're still there. Most of them are still there, but things are going to lighten up just a little bit. It's not going to feel quite as intense, quite as heavy, And, your flirtation skills are probably going to get reciprocated some way, Someone will, gets hungry and might want to cozy up to you, as much of a prickly porcupine you can be. Or an Eeyore. Let's be a good Virgo and say, let's see what's right about the world, what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that you're listening and watching this broadcast. And I'm grateful that my cameraman, who's got toys and all kinds of great ways of making money, is still doing this for me. So keep on moving forward with what you've got to move forward. And Mars is getting closer to a place where your good works are going to be recognized. All right. Greetings, Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, Venus is about to go into your 6th house. So, when Venus goes, when the sun's in the 6th house. So, right now, I would say you're going to have more challenges, and you really got to take care of your health right now. Because this is, it's that tail end of winter, and there's still a bunch of icky poo crud out there that could get the better of you. Otherwise, you're helping others. You're doing volunteer work. You're doing service work. You're working with others very hard right now. And anything you do, donations to the poor, volunteer work to help others, prayers, meditation, mantras, hanging out with good people, all of these things are going to help you overcome and have a better future this year. But it's, and you're still in your heart. You're still celebrating life. Venus is still in the 5th house most of this week. You're going to be doing good, Libra. People like you. I've heard Libra's the most liked sign in the zodiac. And I could hear some people in the background going, "Ha! You don't know the Libras I know." Yeah, I get it. Greetings, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So, what I'm seeing for you right now is, well, we've got Mars and Uranus in the 7th house. That's makes for an interesting relationship. It could be exciting. It's a thrill relationship, It's, yeah. It's like you may not be able to join the Mile High Club, but you might be able to do it in a treehouse. And you could wear a mask in the treehouse, yes, if you like wearing masks. Some people love wearing masks. They will wear a mask when there's not a person 100 feet around them, They love it. They just love breathing through it. I get it. I understand that. And that's always amazing to me. Well, I guess they don't want to be seen without a mask, That's, yeah, because once you're seen, you're in public, and you have to wear them in public. No, I think 6 feet outside is plenty. You're fine, but some people that's not going to be enough for them. So Scorpio, that might be you, because you like hiding. You might be enjoying the mask. Sun is moving into the 5th house, so is Venus. So your love life is going to get a little bit better. And your life in general, you won't have as much cabin fever, this feeling of stuckness. You'll still have a little bit of that. In fact, you're going to have some of that this whole year. But you're going to have this upliftment where things are going to work out better, and you're going to feel better, and you're going to be happy, and I want you to be happy, happy is a good thing. Mercury's going direct, so anything you've been wanting to sell, you haven't been able to sell, it's going to sell easy, it's going to be fine. You're going to do it. All right, like a rock star. Okay. Well, greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay, so we've got this thing with Jupiter, and Jupiter's been in the 3rd house, and so is Saturn. And so a lot of Sagittarians may have issues involving their siblings that they need help with. And when one person's sick, it generally affects another. Siblings that live together with each other during the pandemic that's got the virus, they tend to get the virus. That's usually, but couples don't always. One person might have it and still the other one doesn't get it. So this is really interesting stuff. But right now, who wants to make that news? This is your horoscope. So Pisces moves us into the fourth house. Fourth house is mother, older relatives, it's where you live, it's also fixed assets, and it's where you find happiness. So, Pisces is a Jupiter-ruled sign just like Sagittarius, so it's like, how are you finding personal happiness during this time? You've had some introspective time, there's still a lot of planets in the third house. It's a good time to write things down. In fact, I would encourage myself to do that more. Write down what your goals are, make a list. Successful people write things down every day, I've heard. That's one of the markers of success. It's like one's getting up early, another one's writing things down and making a list of what your goals are and checking them off. What you can achieve, and just keep doing it until you achieve those goals. And sometimes goals are just washing dishes and doing the laundry and paying bills. That's okay to write those things down too. You'll get more of that done if you write it down. That's the game plan. Okay. All right. So, greetings Capricorn and welcome to your horoscope. It seems like the Monday and Tuesday are going to be more romantic for you. There's going to be more negotiation. And actually, I think the rest of the week's going to go pretty well. Gemini, this weekend, I would say don't push it, because you could get yourself sick if you just pushed it too much. There's so many planets in your second house, so it's like economically you're doing better than you've ever done before. This is where the money's coming in, and well, look at Saturn. Saturn is there in your second house, so that's your voice, that's your throat, that's also your money, and Saturn tends to make things go slower, really slow. So you're planning a big amount of income and it hasn't come in yet. Like a lot of people didn't get their second $600 stimulus check because they didn't have automatic deposit with it. I don't know. It's everybody's got their different ways of doing it, or they didn't need it as much. Somebody determined that. I'm not sure how it all works. But a lot of you will be getting it. A lot of you. I see the money coming in for you Capricorn for some reason, and Mercury being there and Mercury going direct, this is going to help a lot. So economically, you can feel more fulfilled. You're still getting a lot of insights from Pluto being in your first house. There's changes coming about, and you're having fun. Like I said last week, it's fun to exercise, it's fun to dance, it's fun to move around. If you live in a place that has mountains or reliable snowpack, Great Lakes, Northeast United States, the West Coast, Rocky Mountain States, go skiing, especially cross-country skiing. Really good exercise for you. In fact, avoid the lifts. Avoid the ski resorts. Actually, are one of the biggest places people have been getting infected with COVID. Because I guess in cold weather too, the virus lingers around more. It's like preserved or something. Yeah. I know. It's so weird. And these are active, healthy, richer people than usual. But, sometimes they're privileged and they get a little careless. That's all. Privileged and careless. That could be a new video. All right. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Yeah. We have so many different ways to trigger each other and make each other feel uncomfortable. And making helping others fun. Making creating justice something that's celebrated rather than a blaming thing. Let's blame, let's put down, You're still you're not operating from your highest vibration when you're in that place. And also when you're doing things because other people did something you don't like, that makes you reactionary. So whenever you're anti this or anti that, you're basically saying, I'm a proud reactionary, because I'm only doing things because other people did the wrong thing, so now I'm anti doing the wrong thing. I mean, that's doesn't really have a lot of imagination in it. It's not as fun as doing art. It's not as fun as getting in your coloring book or writing a song or making up a dance. So I'm all about try not to be so anti and try to be pro something you like, pro something you're working for, because there's a better psychology to it. And I think, Aquarius, you can understand that. Although you were like, hey, I was one of the anti-thises, and the anti-thises are so cool because they're anti-this. No, you're not cool because you're anti-something. It's like, yeah, I'm anti-falling down and hurting myself. Does that make me a great person? We're all anti-falling down and hurting ourselves for the most part. I mean, come on now, folks. Let's show a little bit more creative imagination and a positivity where we want to move forward with creating something good. And Aquarius, you're usually a really positive person. And plus, you have most of the planets still. You still have Venus, still have Saturn, still have Jupiter, still have Mercury, all in the first house. So you're thinking it. But now that we've got Sun in Pisces, and Venus will be moving there soon, some of your financial efforts are going to be recognized, and also dealing with family and maybe dealing with dental work or things involving your throat, involving your voice. You get a voice this week. All right. Okay, so we're going to just move it on over to Pisces. Well, greetings, Pisces, and happy birthday to all my Pisces friends having birthdays this week. I appreciate you. I love you. I want everything to go better. And like Pisces' gift is empathy. Pisces' gift is acknowledging the all, that we're all a part of something bigger than ourselves. And being able to be okay with that. Being able to release and merge into the cosmic ocean, so to speak. There's still some karma to pay, and there will be all year because of Saturn and Jupiter being in your 12th house the whole year, for the most part. I mean, there'll be a little bit of a respite, but basically that's what's going on. And Mercury's there. I would say pay attention to your dreams. This is a really good time to keep a dream journal like there never was before. I might have said that last week, but there's messages for you in your dreams. And if you don't dream, and maybe you're hitting the pipe or the bong too much, take a break. Challenge yourself. Quit for a little bit, and then see if those dreams start coming up again. I probably will. I think for the majority of you, they will. And just do something different. Maybe you never do that kind of thing. Maybe you should. Maybe the dreams will come up. I used to actually drink a little bit of hot sauce before going to bed when I was in college to see if I'd have a wild dream, because like somehow the spice from the peppers would help. And that's something that I could see a Pisces doing that. I mean, you've got the vision, you've got the dream-like personality, and Venus is coming into your first house by the end of the week, and what I'm going to see happening, what we're all going to see happening, is going to be more of an emphasis, let's be creative. We're getting ready for spring. We're going to say goodbye to winter in just a few more weeks. And with that, we want to break out with life and the kind of life we want to give. And since you're an empathetic feeler and an imaginative person, Pisces, I think we're going to have more good feelings, more evidence of good imagination, and more of a reason to celebrate life. And thank you so much for enjoying this video and being a part of it and moving forward. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification. Please share this on social media with your friends. Looking forward to being with you next week when we do this again. KozMcKev with the Planetary Persuader. Adios.